All right, let's talk about turning down the volume on the world. We're going to do that by tackling one of the biggest culprits for noise in your home, the door. So let's start with a question. How much sound is actually leaking through your doors, really messing with your peace and quiet? Whether it's traffic roaring outside or just noise from the next room, it can feel like you just can't get away from it. Yeah, it's a super common frustration, but here's the good news. Taking control of your home's acoustics is way easier than you probably think, and we're going to break it all down step by step. Okay, so to really get this, we first have to understand the two fundamental rules of soundproofing a door. Don't worry, this isn't complicated. It's not magic, it's just physics. You've got to think of sound as being sneaky in two different ways. First, it's kind of like the wind. It'll slip through any tiny little gap it can find. But second, it's also like a vibration, traveling directly through the door itself. So to really quiet things down, you have to attack both of those pathways. So how do we even know if what we're doing is working? Well, there's a rating for that. It's called STC, which stands for Sound Transmission Class. Just think of it like a report card for how quiet something is. The higher that STC number, the better the door is at blocking sound. Simple as that. And check this out. This is where it gets really interesting. A simple trick like weatherstripping gives you a 3-point boost. Not bad. But adding something dense like mass-loaded vinyl, that more than doubles it to 7.5. This chart is basically our roadmap, showing how you can layer different solutions to get exactly the level of quiet you're after. Alright, let's jump into our first level of attack. This is all about the low-hanging fruit, the simple but super high-impact job of just sealing those noisy gaps. This is the foundation for everything else. First up, weatherstripping. Seriously, this stuff is amazing. It's an incredibly easy and affordable way to create an airtight seal all around the top and sides of the door frame, right where sound just loves to leak through. And what's so great about this is you're not just solving one problem. You put on one simple seal and you're not just blocking noise. You're stopping those chilly drafts, which saves you money on energy bills, and you're even keeping bugs out. It's a total win-win-win. Now, what about the biggest gap of them all? That huge space under the door. That's where a door sweep comes in. It's just a simple strip that you attach right to the bottom, and bam, you've created a physical barrier that sound has a really hard time getting past. Okay, last up for level 1. For all those other tiny, sneaky little cracks between the door frame and the actual wall, your secret weapon is something called acoustic caulk. And listen, don't just grab any old caulk from your toolbox. This stuff is different. It's designed to stay flexible forever. So instead of getting hard and passing vibrations through, it actually absorbs them. It's a tiny detail that makes a huge difference. Okay, let's move on to level 2. So now that the gaps are sealed, we need to stop sound from vibrating through the door itself. And the way we do that is by adding mass, just sheer heavy density. Our first tool for adding some serious weight is a pro favorite called mass-loaded vinyl, or MLV for short. It's this thin, heavy, rubbery light sheet that you literally just stick right onto your door. And don't let how thin it is fool you. This stuff is incredibly dense. So what's the secret sauce here? Well, it's what's inside. This material is packed with tiny, heavy particles, things like metal dust and sand. All that density is what makes it so good at just stopping sound vibrations dead in their tracks. Now, maybe you're looking for a solution that isn't so permanent. Say you're renting. In that case, acoustic panels or specialized soundproof blankets are a fantastic choice. You can just hang them right over the door when you need some peace and quiet. This is such a great option for anyone who needs that flexibility. They work by absorbing sound waves, which not only blocks noise from coming in, but it can also cut down on echo and make the room you're in sound better. And now, for level 3, the big guns. If you've sealed the gaps and you've added mass, but you are still craving maximum library-level silence, it's time for the ultimate upgrade, changing out the door itself. And this right here, this gets to the absolute core of the problem for so many of us. Most interior doors these days are hollow. They're basically like a drum, lightweight and perfect for amplifying sound. The solution, as you can see, is a solid core door. It uses its density to just stop sound cold. And just how big of a difference are we talking about? A potential noise reduction of over 50 decibels. To give you some perspective, that's like turning the roar of a busy street into a quiet whisper. It is, without a doubt, the single biggest change you can make. So, we've got all these options, right? Everything from a simple tube of caulk, all the way up to a brand new door. How in the world do you decide where to start on your own journey to a quieter space? So here it is, your 4-step game plan. Super simple. First, figure out what kind of noise you're dealing with. Second, set a realistic budget. Now, step 3 is the most important. Always start by sealing the gaps. It's the cheapest, easiest fix, and it'll give you the biggest bang for your buck. Only then, if you still need more, do you move on to adding RAS. Look, the main thing to take away from all this is that you are in control of your acoustic environment. You really don't have to just put up with unwanted noise. There's a solution out there for every situation and every budget that can turn your space into a peaceful haven. So now that you've seen all the options, from a simple seal to a whole new door, the only real question left is, what's the first step you're going to take to reclaim your peace and quiet?